Hi guys, welcome to Little Wicket Railway. I'm Rob, and in this video we're taking a trip to the Swanley New Barn Railway. And I'll let Pete, one of the volunteers from the railway, do the introduction.
Welcome to the Swanley New Barn Railway, situated in Swanley Park in Swanley. The railway opened in 1986 and the park a couple of years before. In the park we have a beautiful playground, beautiful boating lake, bouncy castle, splash pool, cafe, indoor sports arena and obviously the amazing railway.
And amazing it is. The action is non-stop, with trains arriving and departing the New Barn terminus every few minutes. And that's important because not only is this a fantastic 7¼ inch gauge railway for enthusiasts, but it actually provides a really important service, taking park users to and from the car park at Swanley Parkway. The trains leave the terminus and travel clockwise around a half-mile loop via the parkway back to the terminus, with the whole journey taking around a few minutes. Once back at the terminus, the locomotives uncouple from the coaches and pull forward onto the turntable, where they're spun around onto a free line back through the terminus so they can run around back onto the coaches ready to go again. All this requires the locomotives to pass through a series of points and crossovers, and the movements are carefully coordinated from the Holborn Signal Box. The signal box and frame are really interesting and probably deserving of their own video. The box was built in the mid-80s to control the 15 signals and 8 sets of points. And as you would expect in a signal box, all movements are logged in the book by the signalman. The signal frame is one of the few Westinghouse Type Ls still in operation and was originally part of the Gloucester Road Croydon box installation. The levers are fully interlocked with the point detection and track circuits, but unlike the original installation, the interlock logic is now performed by a custom-built microcomputer. The team were kind enough to remove some of the covers so that I could take a look at the frame's inner workings. If you'd like to plan a visit to the railway and see the signal box for yourself, then here's Pete with the details.
The railway opens from April to October, from about 11 o'clock to 4 o'clock on weekends and during all school holidays every day. And the trains are just beautiful. So we have steam engines that run quite a lot around here and our delightful diesels that do most of the work.
On the day I visited, there were a number of steam and diesel locomotives running. Mrs. Darling was completely built at Swanley and entered service in 2017. She's based on a Tinkerbell class locomotive and is an 042 tank. The first Tinkerbell is based at Moores Valley Railway and it's Mrs. Darling's owner's favourite locomotive. Mrs. Darling, compared to a normal Tinkerbell, has a few different touches, including an unusual firebox door, rear coal bunker and whistle operated via a pulley, just to name a few. Despite being small compared to the other locomotives, she's surprisingly powerful and has no problem handling the demanding loads and gradients on the Swanley New Barn Railway. The name for Mrs. Darling comes from Peter Pan, and the colour is loosely based on Cadbury Milk Tray Purple. Sir Goss is a mainstay of the steam engine fleet, working most days when available. She was completed by Jim Goss around 1981 and is a 240 sit-in roofed tender engine with an expected tractive effort of around 220 pounds. Sir Goss has been through many rebuilds in her time, and her present incarnation has Woolshirt's valve gear. In 2016, everything below the boiler was sent to Moores Valley for a full overhaul, and she returned to the SMBR in the summer of 2021. The stunning Annum Perdita, meaning lost year, was built during the COVID lockdown period. I couldn't find out much more information on this beautiful locomotive, but someone obviously spent their time during the pandemic very productively. If you want to see ride-along videos from these locomotives, then they're available in full on my second channel, LWR2. I'll put a link in the corner and in the description below, so please do go check those out, and why not subscribe whilst you're over there. Niseag, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right, means Nessie in Gaelic, which is a nod to the engine's Scottish roots, as it was purchased from the Ness Island Railway in 2015. She's a Mardite Class 47 and has been fitted with the SMBR vacuum pump and controls and repainted into Network South Eastern livery. I was incredibly privileged to be given a driving lesson in this locomotive and allowed to drive the route under instruction. It was an amazing experience, if slightly nerve-wracking. If you like the look of that and fancy learning to drive, then the railway is 100% operated by volunteers and they'd love more people to get involved. If you're interested, then get in touch with them via their website or social media pages, and I'll put links to those in the video description. So that's just a taste of the fleet you can see here, but if you want to see even more, then the railway also hosts a gala weekend. And here's Pete with the details.
Our gala this year is going to be on the 22nd and 23rd of July, that weekend, and we should be running all our engines. Every engine should be out, plus visitors. And if you can, please like us on Facebook. We love a following on Facebook.
So that's a very brief look at the Swanley New Barn Railway, and I'd highly recommend a visit. Thanks to everyone at the railway who made me feel really welcome, took the time to chat and let me drive their locomotive. If you enjoyed this video, then please give it a like and subscribe to the channel. Special thanks to the members and patrons whose names are on screen now for their support. It's very much appreciated. As Pete said, please do check out their Facebook and their gala events. That's it for this video. Thanks for watching, and I will hopefully see you again soon.